Imagine a factory. It's just machinery, so no harm done, right? Yarn goes in one end, a t-shirt comes out the other. But of course this is far from reality. As we all know, it's much cheaper to replace these machines with people, especially if those people believe they have no other option but to be overworked, underpaid, and suffering. I'm Rachel, and I'd like to paint a different picture. I know things can be different. For the last 6 years, I've been working in Cambodia, trying to prove that there's an alternative. And I know it's possible, especially if you immerse yourself in the communities that are doing all the work and collaborate with them. At our fashion brand Tonle, all staff earn salaries and benefits well above the local minimum standard. Extensive training is provided, and entry-level makers can move up to more managerial roles. Instead of assembly lines, our workshops are set up with team structures, where each member can work on different steps of the production. But we're not just creating jobs. Many of our staff view their workplace as a sanctuary and their team as their second family. Garment factories waste a lot of fabric. Minor imperfections, excess stock, and offcuts are all tossed out in the name of efficiency. Every year, 100 million pounds of textiles worldwide are dumped, burned, or buried. That's the weight of 14 cruise ships. Considering all the environmental trashing it took to get there in the first place, this adds up to a really big global problem. Okay, stop. There's a better way to do this. Let's go back. At Tonle, we scavenge large scraps that would have otherwise ended up in a landfill. Then, small strips get separated into colors and used by our design team in a variety of creative ways. And then just like that, well, not really just like that, took a lot of work to get here. We have a dress. Even smaller scraps can be used, which we cut into strips, make into yarn, and weave into new fabric. This is then made into bags and homewares. Our fabric yarn is also used in scarves, jewelry, and chunky hand knits. Believe it or not, there's still a small amount of waste left over. Even these scraps are handmade into paper, which is mixed with paper from our office and pattern making. That means we end up with 0% waste, something most factories, which waste on average 40% of their raw materials, would consider impossible. It's not. At our current production capacity, we're recycling 22,000 pounds of fabric per year, which is roughly the size of 2 Asian elephants. That means we're preventing 154,000 pounds of carbon from being emitted into the atmosphere and saving 46 million gallons of water. This is the amount that an average American would use in 1,753 years. Every piece of clothing that we make with recycled materials has a unique character, just like our team members who work on it. And since we can't do this without our customers, we want you to be a part of our process too. Our business is an open book. Each garment is signed by one of its makers, and you can see profiles of our staff on our website, follow our events and staff retreats on media, and learn about our practices. Most importantly, the clothing that you purchase is a vote against perpetuating exploitation of people and resources, and promotes a change in how garments are made.